Hey, it's May 7th and we find ourselves in 2 Samuel chapter 7, as well as 1 Chronicles chapter 17. Now, have you ever bought or made what you thought was the perfect gift for somebody, only to find out that that couldn't be further from the truth? Talk about awkward. But that's exactly what happens to King David in our passage today. You see, David felt guilty about living in his new, super nice house, while the Ark of the Covenant remained in a tent, the tabernacle. David gets the idea to build a temple for God. He expressed how he felt to the prophet Nathan. Nathan told him, "Do all that is in your heart, for the Lord is with you." So far, so good. However, God spoke to Nathan that night and told him, "That's not what I want." God said, "I've never asked for a temple from anyone. I've always moved around with my people." God would let Israel finally settle down, but God didn't want David to build him a house. Instead, God promised to establish David's house on the throne of Israel forever. David thanks and praises God for who he is and what he has promised him. So what can we take away from today's passage? First, I think it's interesting that neither David nor Nathan consulted God about building a temple for him. They just both assumed it was a good idea. They thought it would be exactly what God wanted, but God had to step in and correct them. Let's make sure that when we worship God, we do it the way He desires, as He describes in His Word. Also, God is omnipresent, meaning He is everywhere all the time. In Acts chapter 7, Stephen had to remind the Jews that God does not dwell in houses made by hands in the first place. And then he quoted Isaiah 66, where God said, "Heaven is my throne, and earth is my footstool. What is the house that you would build for me, and what is the place of my rest?" You see, God chose the tent of the tabernacle for a reason. It symbolized that God moved with and was among His people. We don't go to God. He comes to us. My prayer for us today is that we remember that God is with us at all times, and that fact would bring us comfort, knowing He is right here to hear us, to guide us, and to protect us. And that we would worship Him how He desires, with obedience that comes from thankfulness for who He is and what He has done for us. If you haven't done so already, please download our Through the Bible reading plan at aspericommunitychurch.org/throughthebible. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.